South Africa's 2025 budget speech delay, with a touch of South African political comedy. The 2025 South African budget speech was postponed for the first time since the end of apartheid. That's right, this is the same country where we once had a president who said a swimming pool was a fire prevention tool, and another who had a mysterious midnight cabinet reshuffle that left the rand gasping for air. But this time, the drama comes from a budget that couldn't even make it to the stage. Proposed 2% VAT increase. The African National Congress, or ANC, suggested raising VAT from 15% to 17%, claiming it would help fund education and social services. The Democratic Alliance, or DA, along with labor unions, responded with a collective "not on our watch." Because, let's face it, in South Africa, even load shedding is less unpopular than a tax increase. Coalition government disagreements. To pass the budget, the ANC had to play nice with coalition partners. But, much like a taxi rank argument over change, things quickly got out of hand. The DA and smaller parties resisted the VAT increase, exposing just how fragile this coalition is, almost as fragile as our power grid on a windy day. Economic impact of budget delay. Following the announcement, the rand depreciated by 1% against the US dollar. Investors, already used to South African unpredictability, sighed deeply. Some probably checked their international flight prices again. Public reaction and social unrest. Labor unions and civil society groups strongly opposed the VAT increase, arguing that it would worsen economic hardships. South Africans know how to protest, whether it's over fuel prices, e-tolls, or potholes that are bigger than some swimming pools. The government now risks another wave of unrest, just as they thought people had calmed down from the last one. Alternative revenue generation debates. With VAT off the table, alternative revenue ideas surfaced. Some proposed increasing corporate taxes, while others suggested cutting public spending. But South Africans know that cutting spending often means fewer potholes get fixed, and somehow, government officials still fly first class. Impact on social services funding. The budget delay puts crucial funding for education and healthcare at risk. We've seen this movie before, where promises of improvement turn into stories about collapsing hospital ceilings and schools without proper toilets. Investor confidence and market stability. Foreign investors hate uncertainty, almost as much as South Africans hate 4-hour load shedding schedules that suddenly become 8. The budget delay has shaken market confidence, making future investments uncertain. Historical precedent and governance concerns. This is the first budget delay in South Africa's democratic history. We've had ministers who didn't know how many zeros were in a trillion, and others who laughed through parliamentary questions. But delaying an entire budget speech? That's a new one. International relations and aid dependencies. Recent US aid cuts mean South Africa needs to find new sources of funding. But don't worry, we are experienced in making a plan, even if it involves squeezing citizens for more tax. Future of coalition politics in South Africa. The cracks in the coalition are now public knowledge. Some say this could realign political alliances. Others say this is just another episode in the long-running soap opera of South African politics, one that has more plot twists than a telenovela. International comparisons. Belgium once went over a year without an official government due to coalition disagreements, proving that South Africa isn't alone in political chaos. And in the US, government shutdowns over budget fights have made headlines, causing disruptions to public services. So, while this may feel like a uniquely South African crisis, at least we're not the only ones making headlines for the wrong reasons. In summary, the 2025 budget speech delay is a mix of economic uncertainty, political infighting, and a very South African kind of drama. What happens next? Well, as with everything in this country, it depends on who's in the driver's seat and whether or not they have a valid license.